We have been growing tomatoes, and also we have more. So I would like to make some Italian style, tomato sauce, and I'd also like to make some salsa. For now, I'm gonna start with Italian flavors. I'm going to get some pan on the stove and get some garlic and onion in there with some avocado oil, and then I'm gonna be cutting up the tomatoes and throw them in there, break them down a little too. This was a free onion from a friend's garden and free garlic from another friend's garden. So here's the remains of that little garlic. All right, so that's gonna get going. So as I'm cutting, I'm putting them on a paper towel to soak up some of the liquid. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. I'm at 12 little Romas. I'm gonna put them in the pot, and it's just on medium heat. Do a little sprinkle of salt. Turn it down to a 4. I got the lid on it. Now I'm gonna put some shoes on and go visit the garden to get some basil leaves and oregano. Very professional. It's raining. Just a wee bit. Let me smell this. Oh yes, baby. Here's the oregano. It has lots of flowers on it, just ignore that. I'm gonna get this guy. See this guy. Oh, you smell good. Okay. 1, 2. Ta-da. Look at this big one. We'll get a couple from you too. Let's do a smell test. Yes, you smell good. I'm gonna go clean these off in the sink, chop them up, throw them in the pan. I made a stack of basil leaves, and now I'm gonna chop them more easily. I'm also doing just a pinch of sugar. Okay, now this is looking super awesome. And if you just wanted a really light sauce, you could stop right here, and it wouldn't really be like pasty, saucy sauce. It would be very liquidy and light, and you could do that. And you could add some Parmesan cheese and just be like done, and just do this, and it would be pretty good flavor. But if you want it to be more like traditional marinara sauce, this is not gonna be the end of your process for sure. So we are going to some plain tomato sauce and tomato paste. This will thicken it up for sure. And because I'm adding so much extra, I am also gonna add some dried Italian seasonings, and I'll show you that when I get to that part. So here's the downside to adding just such a large amount of plain sauce to this mixture, is for it to taste really good, it's gonna need a while to sit. And like the longer it sits, the better it's gonna end up being. So like at least 30 minutes, if you can be patient and do closer to an hour, like it's gonna have a better flavor. Here's the tomato paste. I'm just using this knife. It's got a long flat edge to get it out. If you wanted to thicken up your homemade mixture and not go this route of a way that's gonna take a long time, you can just buy a jar of pre-made marinara sauce and add that to your homemade mixture as well. And then you don't really have to wait long at all, because that's already seasoned. I'm gonna put these by the sink to remember to rinse and recycle them later. And now to stir this. Oh, let me get the spices. Garlic powder, onion powder, basil. It's all the things that I've already put in here, but in the dry form. Oregano. Give this a stir. Smelling really good. And also going to use this Italian blend. Get a little bit of everything. You're You're gonna wanna put a lid on this because it will start to bubble and pop and make your dress messy. Turn it down to 3 so it doesn't burn on the bottom, because burnt tomato on the bottom of the pan is yucky. All right, it's been 10 minutes and we're checking on it and gonna give it a stir, just making sure it's not too hot and not burning on the bottom, and we're good. There's just a little bit of bubbling and it's not burning, so. You know what, I am gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper and just like tiny dash of each. All right, let's give this sauce a little taste test. Really good. Reminds me of childhood. Okay, I'm going to get some water boiling. Drew would like some gnocchi, but Holly requested regular spaghetti noodles. You know what? We're gonna make both. Mostly because I also am in the mood for regular spaghetti noodles too. I throw a little bit of salt in the water that the pasta is gonna go into because Rachel Ray taught me that that's your only chance to season the pasta. Now I'm about to do something that I know from TV is very frowned upon, but when you have kids and you don't want to cut their spaghetti for them, you get into a habit of doing this, is that just before you put it in the pot, you go ahead and make it into thirds, and then it's like you already cut it with a fork and knife and you didn't even have to go through the trouble of cutting it with a fork and knife. And so that's what I do when I put it in the pot. I break it ahead of time. So just saying, it's a shortcut, and that's what I do. I'm doing 3 minutes of these noodles all by themselves, and then I'm going to add some gnocchi noodles and give those 3 minutes. Also cut up some bread and we'll make some buttered toast. I'm going to microwave some butter to make it easier on the toast. That's about 40 seconds worth. Time to do some stirring. That's got the gnocchi in it now. Let me set a timer so I don't forget, like check on that, 2 minutes. Giving this a stir. Looking really good. Okay, gonna pour some of the melted butter on here. Gnocchi is floating to the top. It is done. Bread is done and buttered. It was just the perfect amount of butter. Sauce is done. Salad is done. Ooh, baby. Really good. Of course, you could enhance this with meatballs, ground meat, especially Italian flavored ground meat, but we just did a meatless Monday.